I read that you like to eat Marmite straight from the jar.
Sometimes.
What kind of mood do you have to be in to eat the Marmite straight from the jar?
Like a lazy mood. Like
Yeah.
I want a taste of the Marmite, but I can't be asked to toast some toast.
Welcome back to Glamour with me, Josh Smith, and today we're joined by one of my favourite guests. You always are, babe. It's Gemma Chan.
Hi, hello.
Now, obviously, there's a very serious message to Captain Marvel alongside the fun. And one of the things that really stuck out for me when I watched it was the line where someone says to Brie, "Oh, honey, you're gonna give us a smile." And that kind of like everyday sexism that kind of goes on and still goes on today. What do you do when you experience everyday sexism like that? And how much does it annoy you? And what kind of journey have you gone on with that, would you say?
When you think about it, and when I talk to my friends, you know, the number of times little things happen throughout the day that just, they build up and they can wear you down, they can get on top of you. My traditional way of dealing with it would just be to just ignore it and to try not to let it affect me, not to confront it. But, you know, when it's a different scenario where you feel safe enough to call something out or to call something out, or maybe just a casually sexist comment that someone's made, I think it's important that we do call people out on it, and it's a spectrum of behaviour really. I don't think there's anything that we should just be like, well, that's okay. All these little things add up, and ultimately, you know, all of it's all part of a system.
I mean, the patriarchal system is just BS.
I know, it's rubbish, isn't it? It's bollocks.
Hate it.
I know.
If you could give someone some advice who was struggling to stand up for themselves in the workplace, or they feel like they're being oppressed by everyday sexism like we were just talking about, what kind of advice would you want to give them?
I would just say, don't let it wear you down. You have the right to be treated wherever you work, whatever you do, whether you're a doctor, you're a teacher, you're stacking shelves, you're pulling pints, you know, you have the right to work free of harassment. And that's a really basic right that all of us deserve.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel like you're more empowered than ever to stand up and make your voice be heard?
I feel that, you know, certainly I feel very lucky I have a platform. I know that, you know, also there can be a backlash against, you know, people with a platform speaking out, and you're told to stay in your lane, you know, stick to acting, and that happens. But I just think there are so many people who don't have a voice, and if there's anything I can do to help those who have less power than myself, then that's something I have to at least try in some way to do.
What's your mantra to pick you up when you're down?
Don't let the bastards grind you down. I think you just have to keep on getting up. And it's not always going to be plain sailing, and you're going to have moments where you feel shit. But just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, have a drink, and carry on.
It's always got to get that drink on, babe.
I know.
You've just been travelling so much, obviously the Oscars. What was like the nichest moment for you in that experience?
Well, I was kind of busted with snacks in my pocket.
Yeah.
Someone must have seen me kind of picking snacks out, and then someone asked about it on camera, and then and I did. Had cookies in one pocket, rice crackers in the other. But I say keeping it real. They don't give you dinner at the Oscars,
They
so
don't.
it's like 3.5 hours straight through. Yeah, you've got to come prepared. Yeah.
And obviously you were there with Awkwafina, who's obviously always bringing the lols.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, I imagine you two have had
she's
some
the
wild
best.
nights out.
We have had a bit of fun, yeah.
How does the craziness compare with the Crazy Rich Asians cast to the Captain Marvel class?
I've definitely had more kind of nights out with the Crazy Rich Asians lot. But let's not speak too soon. May take a Samuel L. Jackson out on the town.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And you love a karaoke booth, don't you?
I do love it. Well, yeah, if I'm drunk enough, yeah.
What would your go-to karaoke song be with Samuel L. Jackson?
Usually my go-to is like, you know, Coolio, Gangstas Paradise, but I think I'd be too, I don't know if I could do that in front of someone.
No.
I'd just be, no, I don't know.
Not sure that's
I
the
don't
right
think I
vibe.
could do, it's not the right vibe. I don't think I could do karaoke in front of him actually.
Was that the most starstruck you've got over Samuel L. Jackson?
Well, I had
Same.
a moment where I saw Lucy Liu across a hallway, and she came kind of toward me, and honestly it went into like slow motion.
Yeah.
And like, you know, my jaw just kind of dropped, and I just looked at her and then blurted out of nowhere, "I love you!" at her, and she just kind of waved at me and kind of, you know, the slightly scared look in her eyes, and yeah.
For more videos like this with incredible guests like Gemma Chan, Exhibit A, make sure you subscribe to the Glamour UK channels.